I was scheduled to train with that day's shift leader. She was standing on a raised platform near the dressing rooms, like a goddess upon the pedestals of Olympus. She'd lock into my eyes upon approach and halt me dead in my tracks. It felt of fantasy, like walking through a vast forest blanketed in snow, when out of the tree line pranced a mythical stag to freeze time, one whose illuminated antlers depicted celestial patterns. Having turned its head ever slowly to meet me and say without speaking, "It's about time you arrived. Sure took long enough." She measured me up, as if to be certain it was really me, someone she'd always known. Half of her face was painted ceremoniously, like an indigenous tribeswoman in what looked like red clay and charcoal. Velvety brown hair with hints of crimson and garnet was pulled back in laced braids. Auburn eyes rest behind the tired lids of an old and sorrowful soul yearning for peace. Her creeping smile was not of ecstasy, but an expressive wisdom and inexplicable sense of faith. Free-flowing silk garments of earthbound tone hung in layers from head to toe like a fairy tale's pixie. She had a luminous glow only seen in spirits, as if stuck with hesitation somewhere between divinity and mortality. Surely, an angel who'd severed her own wings, fell from the heavens, and chose to remain grounded here on our world, if for no other reason than to test the will of men such as myself. The kind of gal who spent winters burrowed in the trunk of a megalithic redwood from an archaic era, whittling little animal figurines. Then, when spring rolled around, spent time besides burning candles in dim-lit corners of a cave, brewing potions under a blood moon. I could only assume that pushing costumes to surface dwellers was simply her day job, and that by night she was a clairvoyant crystal gazer or palmist for a traveling circus, one uninterested in charming the helpless or selling snake oil, having been the real McCoy. Considering I'd never encountered an ethereal druid from a Celtic realm out in the wild, I wasn't sure how to advance appropriately. There were no offerings of gold, frankincense, or myrrh, having carried only my humility, which turned out being far more than enough. Edging nearer, I reached out to introduce myself. "Hi there, I'm Icarus," I said. "Icarus McHale." Gently, she took my hand in hers. It was warm, pulling me from the harrowing vast she'd recognized. "Icarus McHale," she replied, her eyes sharpening as she emphasized McHale. "I'm Thea. It's so very nice to meet you." Her heartfelt tone cut like a hot iron blade. As if shattering a protective shell, I was engulfed by a certain purity of otherworldly affection. A strong sense of inertia which festered in the gut crawled up my spine as electric shockwaves fired through my crown. In the simple calling of a name, Thea carried me to a realm of dreams she'd woven into my reality.